Israel Adesanya responds after John Jones labels him his favorite fighter in the UFC. This is what I just came across right now. And I gotta say, this one's really surprising to me. Now, I have the video already pulled up here. We're gonna check it out to see exactly what Israel had to say about this. But apparently, John Jones actually did say this. So right here is what John Jones said. He said, in the UFC, my favorite fighter right now, I hate to admit it, but I will say Israel Adesanya, Jones said. Israel Adesanya. Him and I are not friends, but he's probably the most entertaining guy in the organization right now. His whole story with Alex Pereira, that whole saga they had, it was probably the most entertaining thing I've seen out of the UFC in a while. That is crazy, bro. That is very, very interesting that John Jones will say that. I will say, though, as crazy as it is, it doesn't really come as that much of a surprise. Like, if you're a fan of John Jones and if you're a fan of Israel and if you're a fan of MMA, you know that this is a very common thing. Hell, if you follow martial arts in general, you know it's a very common thing. We've seen John Jones give praise to DC, for example, and we've seen DC give praise to John Jones. A lot of times when fighters are rivalries, when fighters have a clash, it's almost like there's a fine line. There is a fine line between hatred and love. It takes very little for love to switch to hate, and vice versa as well. And a lot of times we see fighters who clash, fighters who have a serious heated rivalry. Example, Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. Conor has a lot of times expressed great admiration for Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz has done the same. It's just what happens. You share the octagon with somebody, even if you don't share the octagon with them. If there is a reason why you feel like, man, I got to compete with this guy, right? This guy is on your radar to begin with. There's something about him that you admire. And if you're John Jones, it's impossible for you not to look at someone like Izzy and have admiration for him. And if you're Israel, how can you look at John Jones and not have admiration for the man and what he's been able to accomplish in the octagon? So apparently, this is what John Jones said, and now let's go look at what Israel had to say. I've already pulled up this section right there where it says John Jones beef. Let's listen to it, and let's see Israel's reaction.
Right after it, and you said you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, again, I had not just you. I had a lot, because it was such a great story. And I want to get it fresh. But I was like, nah, let me marinate this. Let me feel. So yeah, that's bullshit. I don't know I don't even know if he actually said that.
What about this other note that I have about John Jones?
What'd he do?
He said that you were currently his favorite fighter.
That's a lie. What the fuck?
Bro, call Dylan. Call Dylan. Get him on the phone. John Jones said you're
current. He likes me, but he's not gonna put that out publicly. Hell no.
Dude, okay. Here's where I got to draw the line. It's inside quotes. It's inside actual quotes on the PDF, bro. It's inside.
It must be real.
Yo,
on a PDF.
I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you.
Nah, on a PDF, you can't.
Is that guy trolling right now?
How long the PDF is?
He said,
"I'll sway." How you gonna lie on a PDF, sway?
PDF, dude.
You ain't got the answers.
I'm gonna read you the quote.
Nah, but Dylan makes stuff up sometimes.
He said, I hate
He's our
to
producer.
say this.
He makes the PDF.
Oh, nah, he's doing this shit to fuck with you guys. He's trying to get
there's
clicks.
some stuff in here that
he's trying to get clicks.
Oh, he's fine. He's fired.
That's all. Well, at least you have me here to set the record straight. Is that Dylan?
No. He's not here. He didn't make it to.
Bro. This is the quote. This is the quote from John Jones. In the UFC, my favorite fighter right now. I hate to admit it, but I would say Israel Adesanya. And there's twice. It says it twice.
That's a lie.
Him and I are not friends, but he's probably the most entertaining guy in the organization right now.
That's a lie.
He doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it.
Can you help me, Matt? Can you help me with one of these, please?
He doesn't believe it at all.
Matt,
he lies.
Whoa.
He lies.
Hold on.
Lies.
Wait, assume it's true.
Nah.
Bro.
He can't even wrap his head around it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I hate to admit it. So is there a chance the Hamzat story is true as well? Is there a chance the Chimaev story is real too? I'm getting your, because it sucks, because this is my job, right? And so now I'm looking like I'm over here looking like.
You see that laugh that Israel is doing right now, it's like, wow, damn, that actually feels pretty damn good to be recognized by John Jones. Like, he's like, damn, like, really? For real? Like, he really said that?
I was like, nah, he's lying. There's no fucking way. Because on Hamzat one, I was like, I didn't hear. Sometimes I'll get shit, and then like David or my family group chat, maybe my friends group chat will send something, and I'm just like, oh, that's where I get news from. Cause I don't follow these pages. Well, the pages I don't really like, because I know like they just and just clickbait shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. So I'll hear things secondhand, and I'll check, and I'm like, oh, and if I have to respond or want to respond, I will. But nah, is that true? Yeah. When was that? I want to see. That's funny.
Damn.
Isn't you can go back to Israel? Him and I are not friends. We've never met. We've never had a real conversation. So how the fuck are we gonna be friends if we've never had a real conversation, like a proper one? All we've had is beef, and I ain't vegan. But I'm saying no shit right now. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, even he picked against me in the last fight. I saw that because he beat Cyril. You can watch my look. Catch? Sorry, my bad. I wanna fuck your phone up.
I mean, that's gotta
You
be
guys
cool.
are getting exclusive now. I don't even like to talk about this shit, but like you watch, like for me, I'm growth. Growth is something you have to go through as a human being, as a man, especially maturity. There was a point, where we were like, and it's fuck. I came to the UFC and I felt like it's up to him to admit this. I felt like he was a fan, but then he was kind of like, there's another, another coming in this game and just like taking the shine. But there's enough room for us to shine. This is not like even fucking, I said that about Henry Cejudo when he was talking shit about me, and I felt like, I'm not even your weight class. You're a munchkin. Like, you don't have to hate on me for doing what I'm doing. Like, just, we can be in our own lanes and be great. I've been a fan of John since I saw him at UFC 92. He fought Stephen Bonner. Rest in peace. Bless.
Oh, sure.
Peace. And I saw what he did in that fight. No, UFC 94. What am I saying? That was UFC 94. BJ Penn versus St. Pierre 2. No.
Sheesh.
Hold up. Yes.
You was student,
Yes.
student of the game.
Where were
Yeah.
you just looking right there?
Nah, in the ether. I was trying to go through, I was like, the Rolodex, I was like, which
His
one was it? I'm
mind's
looking at the
eye.
posters. I'm like,
You had to
yeah.
get through all the prayer and posts.
Yeah,
That was the first
and then I was like,
shit.
okay, cool.
Get out of my way. I'm looking at you
So
right
I mean,
now.
I was a fan. So and then I think he was as well. But then he mentioned something about like, oh, I'd like to fight Israel, and I was like, why the fuck would this guy want to fight me? I'm middleweight. But then I responded back, and
I
then
think
we
it's
had
the
beef.
admiration.
And for a few years, it was like that. Then after I fought Costa, it went really deep, and then that was a fight. That was around the time it could have happened. But I don't know what happened, scheduling, COVID reasons, whatever. And I fought Jan. But yeah. Real recognized real, I put it that way.
That's what
real.
it is.
I thought that was a joke.
That's what it is.
Bro, I'm telling you, as
Okay,
much as I wanna-
maybe okay, my bad to the producer.
Okay, that's what it is. So here's my thought on this whole entire thing. The beef that started with DC and John Jones, it was something very similar. John Jones said something along the lines of, "Hey, I bet I can take you down." DC took offense to that. I think from being in the video game community a little bit, I'm not really a gamer. I mean, I only play MMA and combat style games, but from being in that community, I see and I notice a lot of similarities between what happens in video games and what happens in real life. I swear to God. I say this all the time, but a lot of people don't believe it. For example, in the video game, in the UFC 4 community, a lot of times when you admire a player, how do you show that? Hey, man, can I get a fight? I'd like to fight you one day. I'd like to test myself against you one day. I want to see what you're all about. Let's say you've watched this person do what they do for a long time, and it gets you like, man, I want to see. I know you're good. I respect you. There's no malice here, but I want to play against you just to see, right? I think the same thing happens in the world of MMA. I know this because I know the same thing happens in the world of jiu-jitsu, which I'm a part of. You see somebody perform really, really well in the gym, and a lot of times, like, the first thing that comes to your mind is, man, I want to get around with that guy. And it's not any malice. Now, some people will take it as like an insult. Like, what are you talking about? Like, hey man, can we get a roll? Hey, next round, can I get 5 minutes with you? Can we get a roll? Some people, they might look at that as like insulting. Like, who the hell do you think you are? Especially if they're a black belt or, a competitor, a well-known competitor. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, if I'm ever training and Gordon Ryan walks in, I know I'm gonna get whooped. But, like, I would do everything in my power to get a round in with Gordon Ryan just because I want to feel what it's like to go with him. You know what I mean? And I think when John Jones said what he said about, man, like, somebody, because I remember that interview with John where he was like, yeah, someone that I think is hot right now is Israel. And I think one day our paths will cross. I don't think it was, like, out of malice. I don't think it was like, oh, fuck that guy, I'm going to go beat him up. It was more like, he's an interesting guy. His style is very interesting. We have some similarities, and I think it would be nice just to see. Let's do it. Just to see what's up, right? It's like it's a game. Like, this is a game to these guys. It's a game they play. And I think that's John's way of kind of like breaking the ice. He's a fighter. Hey, I heard you're a really good boxer. Maybe one day you and I can duke it out. Hey, I heard you're a really good wrestler. I bet I could take you down, bro. It doesn't mean much. But like a lot of times, fighters, man, they can be very emotional people. They can be, very, very, sensitive, I'd like to say, and they'll like take things and run with it. One more thing that I personally don't understand in the world of MMA is like when the beef is going on, like right now, there's a bit of relaxation that you can tell. Like, now that Israel knows John Jones admires him and John has called him his favorite fighter, now he feels a bit more relaxed, to be honest, about how he feels about John Jones. This whole time they were capping. I mean, we all knew they were capping. Like, when John says Israel sucks, of course he's capping. When Israel says, oh, John Jones sucks, of course we know he's capping. But there's this thing where when you're having beef with the fighter and you're potentially about to fight him, I don't understand why fighters downplay the guy they're about to fight. It's never made sense to me. The guy you're about to fight, you're gonna tell the whole entire world, yeah, that guy is terrible. He's god awful, right? It's not just, oh, I'm better than him, but like, he's terrible. He's horrible. And that's what they were saying about each other. And it's like, hey, you're about to fight this guy that's like terrible. If you beat him, that kind of like takes away from your own win, right? Wouldn't it be more reasonable to like big up the guy you're fighting next? Oh, he's really, really good. He's got the skill and that skill set. But I think I'm better than that. I think I'm going to be able to beat him, but he's pretty damn, you know what I mean? So this whole entire thing, man, it's really fascinating. It truly is. I'm glad that they're being real with each other. And my hope is that one of these days they can sit down and do exactly what Israel talked about right here. Like, how can you hate or love anybody if you've not sat down and talked to them? It's kind of difficult, right? It's kind of hard. Like, you could say you admire somebody, but like, just say, man, like, me and this guy, like, we're enemies or we're tight, and you've never talked to the guy. You guys have never had a one-to-one, man-to-man conversation where you get to be honest with each other. It's really, really difficult. So I'm hoping one of these days they can party together, they can hang out, they can train together. I think that's going to be one of the things that would really, really draw them together, if they get to train with each other. One, you get to find out the truth without really finding out the truth, right? When Izzy goes out there and he makes contact with John Jones and they tussle, he's going to know what's up. And when John Jones laces up the gloves and goes around with Israel on the feet, he'll know what's up. In the end, even if you both don't like overtly say it to each other, covertly, you guys are gonna know. I know what's up. We don't have to find out. We don't have to go there. We don't have to find out. We'll just leave it at that. So. This was fun. This was really, really fun. Israel had a good reaction. Hopefully John Jones doesn't take it as a dig. I didn't see any dig whatsoever. Looking at Israel, you could tell that there was some pride there, but if you look a bit deeper, he had joy. There was genuine joy there that John named him as his favorite fighter. You can tell he was happy about it. when he found out it was serious, his like, man, like, wow, like inside you could tell he was like, woo, this is, oh my God, it's amazing. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I really love this, man. I love shit like this. John and DC, you know, squashing the beef. John and Rashad Evans squashing the beef. John Jones and Izzy squashing the beef. I like it. Let's all get along. Yeah, we can fight, but at the end of the day, it's just a freaking game. It's just MMA. You know what I mean? Let's all get along. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one.